Hello, and welcome to 5 Minutes With, a bite-sized exploration into the inspiring journeys of luxury industry professionals. Brought to you by Elite Associates. Hello, and welcome to 5 Minutes With. I'm your host, Katie, Marketing and Communications Manager here at Elite Associates. Today I'm joined with my colleague Fiona Chan. Fiona is a business director at Elite and is going to share a professional journey with us and how she arrived at where she is now. Hi Fiona.
Hi Katie.
Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's just start from the beginning. Fiona, can you describe your career journey?
So I'm from Hong Kong, and when I was in school, I studied in a fashion school in Hong Kong, studied retail management department degree. And after I graduate, I was planning to become a professional dancer in Hong Kong at that time, and that was my passion for 15 years at that time. And then I got a part-time job working in a headhunting company, a startup headhunting company, as a researcher. I worked there for 3.5 years. I helped them to build a commercial desk from scratch. I always had in the back of my mind, I really want to go overseas to have like international exposure. And I really treasure the opportunity to explore international opportunity, different perception, different people from different part of the world. They all, travel different places to explore. And I really want to be one of those people. So I got a working holiday visa for 2 years to work in the UK. And then I was never planning to stay here for 10 years. It's only 2 years adventures for me at that time. I came to London, and then at that time I was really worried, because I never really worked in European market before. I treat it as an experience, I just need to really embrace the change and be brave about it. And then at the end I met Elite Associate. Elite Associate is a really nice luxury retail headhunting company in the European market. At that time, they do not have any presence in Asia Pacific region. And then they hired me to join them as a quite junior staff recruitment consultant to help them to really groom and develop the Asia Pacific clients and the candidate to the market. Such a milestone in my career to be in a different region, to develop APAC market. It really tests a lot of my skill set, entrepreneurial skill set, can do attitude, problem solving skills. I think at that time, to be honest, my English is perfectly fine, but I think it's more my mental obstacles. So when I attend interview, because for example, in the English culture, when you attend an interview, you need to start by mingling, create connections with the people in front of you. But in Asia, our style is very different. When we attend an interview, we go straight to the point right away. What is your career history? Why are you here? So I really need to learn the culture here. But coming from Hong Kong to here, I do not have any understanding about what kind of TV show they watch, what kind of TV channel do they have, I just have no idea. So I think really important is that when you come to this country, it's really important to hang out with the local people. And then if they talk about something that you don't understand, just be really authentic and honest. I actually have no idea what you're talking about. What is it, And be curious. And then I think that with that kind of positive, curious energy, then people will like you.
Why did you choose luxury as a career path?
Yeah. I think maybe because of my personality, I'm very if you know Myers-Briggs personalities, I'm ENFP. So I'm someone that really outgoing, and I really want to work in recruitment in a sector that is customer facing. I really enjoy, the craftsmanship of each of the product, and I really appreciate that. Like if I buy one product, a pair of shoes, I can wear it for 5 years, 10 years instead of fast fashion. And I also really like that when I enter the luxury environment, the people talk to you, the brand ambassador or sales associate talk to you. If they're really authentic and really genuine, which they're supposed to be. And I really enjoy that kind of real human connections with the people.
What difficulties have you come across in your career and how did you overcome them?
When I prepared this question, there's like 2 incidents pop up in my mind right away. I remember when I first arrived this country working for Elite Associate, after 3 months, there's one time there's a social event organized by the company that I attend. So it's in a bar. And I remember at that time, I'm the only non-European face in the whole group. And I actually I found it a slightly uncomfortable because there's no representation from my ethnic group in that whole environment, and I instantly sense it, right away, because I'm the only different one, and then but I was a bit shy at that time. I was just came to this country. I'm just started to make new friends, and then I remember when I entered that whole table setting, no one say hi to me at all, like for the first, for the whole time. I guess because maybe for them they do not know me, and then I'm a bit like, maybe I'm a bit awkward at that time because I'm new and I'm shy, and then so I was feeling a bit like neglected, like I do not feel very included, at that time. And then but I actually at that time I was talking to myself that, Fiona, if you want to be successful in a foreign country, you need to work extra hard. You need to put double the effort of than anyone in this company in order to be seen. So basically at that time I have a lot of projects already. My boss gave me a lot of European projects to work on while I'm starting the APAC business. I was working from 7-8 a.m. up in APAC market, and I stay until 7-8 p.m. to do the European market. So I work super extra hard to be able, because I want to use my performance to prove that I'm worth it to be in this environment. So you will come to talk to me,
Yeah.
So that is actually, I'm a bit like, what does it say? I do not want to seen as a weak person, I really want to be seen as a fighter, a warrior, and I do not want to use my word to attract attention. I want to use my action to attract attention.
Yeah.
But you really need to be a warrior for your life, that's what I think. And coming from Asia background, coming from Hong Kong, growing up in the education system, we always taught to listen more and speak less. So whenever I attend those sort of management meeting, I feel like it's very hard to speak up, because there's always people very dominant conversation, and they might not necessarily ask you, okay, Fiona, what is your view on this topic? You just need to really get prepared, working in a foreign country, in a different values, culture setting. You just need to be well prepared for whatever talking point that you need to talk about, and then you'll be fine.
And can you share some standout advice that you've received along your journey?
I think for me, how I live my life is I always constantly looking for area of improvement, and I wouldn't let myself sit in the circumstances which is not proactive, which is not productive. So every single time when I in a situation that I feel that is a bit constraining my ideas, or if I don't feel that it's really served me well, I'll voice out my opinion, but of course in a positive way, right? You do not like just talk to your boss that, okay, that two person is really, really dominant, I hate talking to them. It's not like that. You need to really try to make a win-win situation for those colleagues, for your boss, and for yourself. And I just think that you really need to be brave to talk about your opinion, your ideas. And also I think the key is for me, I do not want to fight. I do not want to be in the politics, I just want to make it work, and then to improve the company as a whole, to look for a bigger picture. So if you have those sort of value in place in your mind, then you'll figure out all different methods to solve this problem. I think that for anyone that maybe at a bit mature, not fresh grad, or maybe even a fresh graduate, you really need to know that you have an internal teacher in your heart that you have to nurture them. You have to read, you have to go for seminar, you have to really because when there's problems, going out to seek help is important, but there's actually a lot of answer in your heart that you just need to listen, your instinct. And I think that this is something that I really, really learned a lot during that burnout time, to nurture my internal guru, to tell me what is right and what is wrong, and to make a right decision for yourself. And then secondly, is for someone like overachiever, a lot of people in the industry are actually overachiever, because it's a very competitive industry. So they tend to have really poor work-life balance, because they really want to prove that they are worth it. So I think my advice is for people like that is to really try to create a sustainable working life for you, because you can only, this is not a sprint, it is a marathon. It's really important to spend some time for your mental health, for your health, for your personal health. And then also when there is too much on your plate, you need to start drawing a boundary with the people around you, and then to create a sustainable working lifestyle. Otherwise, you just go to one job, after one year, and then you just want to quit. I think the most the key part for me of doing quite well in my job is because I think that I've never really burned myself out. I always reach to a point, I'll stop, pause, review, reevaluate, and then figure out the next step to go for.
What do you think the current state of diversity and inclusion is within the luxury industry?
Diversity and inclusion has been one of my focus for the last 1 year, because of starting from last year, I have started to do global executive search for Elite Associate. And by doing global, I got a lot of chance to talk to a lot of big HR director, decision maker on how they want to create the culture, the strategy in terms of talent. And then a lot of company sharing with me that they have a lot of focus in D&I, which is amazing. But I think that is just the beginning. And the change is slow, but I guess because it's involve a lot of people, but at least the change has started. I think different market have different sort of speed on that. I do believe that in American market, the D&I, they're doing quite well with that, because for example, when I search for some sort of director positions in New York and LA, it's quite easy for me to create a very diverse shortlist to our clients, with BAME individual, with LGBT group, with man and women. However, I do not think that it's the same case in European market. And I always start to question myself, why? I mean, why is that is happening? Because there's actually a lot of ethnic minority group, or different gender of people in Europe, right? And then I start to, sometimes I actually ask questions to the people who is maybe a retail director, or a director, a department head. The top management in the corporate, they want to do it, but can they really deliver the message to all across the whole company to different level and really change the unconscious bias? And this sort of mental change require a lot more work to be done. But I think it's really important for the industry to group together regularly, discuss about it, share best practice to improve the whole culture.
And finally, Fiona, what's next on the horizon for you?
So I think basically for me, I have been working in Elite Associate for almost 10 years now. It's been almost a decade. It is a very interesting journey. So starting from last year, I got the opportunity to do my current job, which is a business director for the executive search for global. And then the more I work on this space, I realized there's actually a huge opportunity for brand transformations for especially small and medium-sized brand. And then so this year we're going to set up a new business entity, which is called Etana, which is not related to Elite. We are going to focus on brand transformations consultancy project to deliver to our clients, which of course including executive search as well. So for example, there's a brand talk to us, small and medium-sized brand. They have been doing super well in their wholesale channel. They sell the product in Selfridges, Harrods, those sort of places, but they really want to roll out the retail stores for themselves. They have their own boutiques. So they are asking us how do we do it, so we actually try to pitch a project with them to help them to roll out the whole retail roll out in the world, you know. So that's it's much more than just placing someone to do that job. It's really work with the brand hand in hand to go through all the challenge together. So we're gonna talk about the future of retail. We're going to organize a seminar in summertime that talk about like metaverse, digital. We're also going to organize the event with different luxury organizations, for example, like Whirlpool Award, and hopefully it will become really successful. Yeah,
I'm sure it will. With the determination and the bravery that you show with everything else, I'm sure it'll be a success.
Yes. Treat your life as an experiment. You know, do not really just live in other people's expectations in a box. I think it's the key to live a happy life, you know. So that's my last advice for the younger generation.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Katie.